Hi, I'm Karen Anderson. I am a pet loss specialist and animal communication expert, and I'm here today with a special guest, Amanda Blau. Amanda, welcome to In the Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity.
It's my pleasure. I've been looking forward to this for a while now, so I just want to jump right in. So first of all, can you share, you're an animal communicator and an intuitive health coach. And can you share where you are in the world? Where are you from and where are you now?
Sure. I'm originally from Toronto, Canada, and now I'm living in Michigan in the United States.
Awesome. And so Michigan is where you're calling home right now.
Right.
And I'm assuming that you do remote sessions, correct?
I do remote sessions, yeah.
Okay. And what got you on your journey? Like what pivotal moment happened in Amanda Blau's life that made you decide, you know what, I want to be an intuitive health coach and an animal communicator? Did you have like this epiphany, or tell us what brought you here?
Well, there was like a pivotal moment, 100% that brought me to animal communication. It was one of those things where it was just like someone said something and just my brain just opened up and it started me on this huge rabbit hole of self-discovery and eventually I found you and now I'm here and it's been like a crazy roller coaster of a ride. The intuitive health coaching was a lot of more of a slower unfolding over time. So they're kind of two separate journeys that have kind of met each other recently and now are kind of have become one.
I love that you have both of those specialties. Can you tell me a little bit more about what is an intuitive health coach? Like what exactly, explain to our viewers what that is.
Sure, I would love to. So I have a personal training and nutrition coaching background. That's what I went to school for. It's what I studied and it's what I was doing for 15 years. And over the course of my career, I started to have clients come to me that were really struggling with their weight, with their body image, with their sense of self. And those types of things are not really addressed very well within the fitness industry. And so I started to take a different approach with my coaching. I started to notice that the way programs are set up within the fitness industry, it's very what I like to call stuck in 3D, where they give you the program and you're supposed to follow it, and it's a protocol and there's rules and regulations and restrictions. But it's really difficult to do that because we're emotional beings and we live intuitively when we're in alignment. And a lot of what's required to follow those programs requires us to be very outside of our alignment. So I work with people on discovering who they really are, addressing their underlying limiting beliefs, mindset blocks, lots of shadow work, so that they can start to understand why they struggle and why they use food as a coping mechanism. So it's really just about learning to hear and trust your own intuition and raising that voice so that you no longer fall into the same disempowering patterns over and over again.
Wow, it's really fascinating. You've
Yeah.
totally got my ear. I'm like, wow, that sounds so cool. So, and then of course with your animal communication, those viewers that are watching, just share with us about your animal communication. What's the scope of your work there?
Yeah, it's kind of in a similar vein where I feel like part of my purpose here is to do the health coaching through a different lens. And the other part of my purpose here in this life is to help bridge the gap between people and the animals. And so that's really the direction that I like to take with my sessions. It's building a strong connection and increasing the bond spiritually on a soul level between you and your pet, and helping whoever's coming to me for animal communication feel really connected to their pet and understand how they can start sending and receiving messages too. And they're open to being able to do to those possibilities as well. So yeah.
Don't you think, I'm sitting here nodding my head, yes, don't you think that there is a connection there for your intuitive health work to their happiness and connectedness with their animal companions, living or departed. I can see a total connection there. It's like all around, I can just see how these things are so intertwined and so connected. So I love that you are able to offer both of those services, because they sound like, if you're balanced and in alignment with yourself and your health, then your pets benefit as well, because our pets unfortunately get all of our angst and stress and everything when we're out of alignment.
Nailed it. I'm so glad that you brought up that connection, because it's so true. When we're out of alignment, when we're living subconsciously, then we self-sabotage. And it happens through food, it happens through our work. It shows up in manifests itself in many different ways depending on the person. So it's about addressing those underlying parts of yourself that are not being addressed and being overlooked or being pushed away, and beginning to embrace them, which also involves increasing the connection between you and yourself and you and your surroundings, which includes your pet, because your pet is there to support you in that process.
Yep. And don't you think that part of it is really at first just acknowledging where you're at and saying, okay, this is where I'm at right now, and being okay with that, and saying, okay, this is where I'm at right now. I have these goals, whether it be to communicate with my pets or to be more in alignment health-wise. But I think really, truly, a lot of clients, at least clients that I've worked with in the past, and I'm throwing myself in the same bucket, is we tend to live almost in a bit of a denial about where we are because of outside influences. I think we get way inundated by everything around us. But once we just start paying attention to self and listening and tuning into our own needs, I think we just become a better person overall. We become a better parent, we become a better sibling, we become better pet parents. Everything just kind of emanates from within when we are able to acknowledge who we are. I know for me, for years, I used to hide the fact that I could communicate with animals because of the mean things that people were saying to me. And that was out of alignment. And once I finally said, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I do, and I accepted who I was, it was like doors just started opening. It was just amazing how the universe responded to me once I was in alignment. So I'm hearing that this is something that you can help your clients with.
Yeah, it's really incredible, because people come to me thinking I'm just going to give them a program to help them lose weight. But what they actually find is that we go much deeper than that. And the shifts they take place on a much more fundamental level, to the point where they evolve as a person and their life changes as a result, not just their weight, but how they feel in their body, in their mind, like their entire being changes.
Wow, that's so cool.
And it shows, and it's reflected back at you in everything.
I love it. It's just so needed. I think your work is so important, Amanda. So what's your typical services that you would offer? So if someone were to sign up with you, we'll start first with your intuitive health coaching. What does that consist of? Do you have, a certain length of time? Do you, what do you offer there? Like, what are your services around that?
The type of work that I do with people is very deep. And so I want to work with people who are ready to take the leap. So it's a 6-month coaching commitment. It's weekly one-on-one calls with me, 1.5-hour calls, where we just talk about everything, anything that you're struggling with, if it's weight loss related or not, anywhere in your life where you're feeling stuck. And rather than push those things to the side, we bring them to the surface and we speak into them. And we create an action plan so that you can move through that. And it can be a bumpy road sometimes. It can be a little scary to do something new, but that's why having a coach to be there with you along the way is so powerful.
Absolutely. You know, just having that support system, because a lot of people, including myself, there isn't a support system, or our support system has four legs and a tail. So, right. And, you know, they get kind of tired of hearing us go on and on and on all the time. So it sounds wonderful. Your program sounds absolutely fabulous. How about your animal communication? What are the services that you offer for that?
So animal communication is a 30-minute session done over Zoom. So you can book with me from anywhere in the world, and we can bring in your pet that's alive or passed on the other side. And it's all about seeing life through their eyes. And the one thing that I've learned through my animal communication work is that animals have so much incredible wisdom to impart. So just giving them an opportunity to voice that is so powerful. And sometimes it's so simple, but it resonates so deeply. And it's been so rewarding to be able to provide that space for that to take place for people.
It's magical
It's not-
when it happens. It's like you almost feel like you're having an out-of-body experience, because it's just like, ooh, it's just, it's so magical that you can't believe that you're a part of this, and
Right.
that you're able to do this. So, and I'm speaking from experience, because you have done amazing sessions with my animals that just literally blew my mind. So anyone who's watching this, I can attest to this lady and her abilities right here. She's phenomenal, extremely detailed, extremely talented. So I can attest 100% there. So, okay. So that's what your client can expect when they book with you. Do you have any special offer for anyone who's watching this interview today, or something that you want to put out there for folks to opt in to your site or to come visit you?
Yeah, I would love to. So in terms of the intuitive health coaching, I offer a free session to anybody that wants one. It's a 1-hour coaching call with me, and that goes for anybody. But I really wanted to do something special for people that are part of Karen's world, because being a part of Karen's world has given me so much. And so I really wanted to give back. So anybody that comes to my website and contacts me and lets them know that they found me through Karen's social media platforms, just let me know, and I'm going to give you a 15% off discount.
That's awesome. So you'll give a percentage off of an animal communication session, and that's just, they have to mention that they saw. So don't forget, if you're watching this, be sure to mention, I saw this on Karen's in the spotlight, or Karen's Facebook, or whatever. So that's really generous of you, Amanda. And I think that's wonderful for you to offer that. And, you know, how do we get in touch with you? I'll have your link down below in the bio, but share with us your website and how folks can find you.
Sure. My website is my name. It's www.amandalaurenblau.com. And I'm also on social media at the same handles, on Instagram at Amanda Lauren Blau, on Facebook, Amanda Lauren Blau. I'm on YouTube, Amanda Lauren Blau. So pretty easy. As long as you can remember my name, you'll find me.
Awesome. And again, if you're looking to book a session, you can find her on the links down below in the bio. So, you know, this has just been great. I'm so intrigued and, you know, just really, really impressed by what you do. I think you have so many gifts to offer to anyone who's watching right now. Please reach out to Amanda. She's truly an amazing lady. She's so gifted. I can't say enough wonderful things about her. So Amanda Blau, thank you so much for being here in the spotlight. And I'm really excited to see what you can share, and for you sharing your message with the world. And truly, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.